Hello there, I'm Chef Johnny, your ultimate beef-loving Texan, and I have a great recipe for you today. We are going to be making some braised beef short ribs. It's an easy meal to do. Your family's going to be impressed, but instead of braising them with wine, I'm going to be braising them in a cola soda water. So pick out your favorite soda water and use it to braise these fantastic beef short ribs. I have got some really pretty short ribs here. Just ran down to my local grocer, picked them up, and they were put up with 4 bones in a package. But this is some beautiful, beautiful beef here, guys. And we're gonna season them lightly with salt and pepper. Not anything real big, but what I'm gonna do is, probably not gonna season the bone side, but I'm gonna get the sides and the top. And this is a coarse ground pepper, and I'm also gonna use a coarse salt. Kosher salt or coarse sea salt, either one will work. These are trimmed up nice, so I'm not going to do a lot of trimming. This one's got a little bit of fat on it. I will take it off just to thin that down a little bit. That is going to cook away, but not too much. But most of these look really good, and we're not going to have to trim them. They are seasoned up well. We're ready for the next step. And what we're going to do first is we're going to brown these off in some beef tallow. I just have a cast iron Dutch oven that's enamel coated. Been using this one for years. Now remember, I'm doing this outside my outdoor kitchen. We're gonna use a pellet smoker to cook these in, but this is a great recipe that's in the stove, in your oven, in the house. Will work tremendous. So don't think you have to do this outside, because you do not. And I'm gonna drop in some beef tallow. A couple of tablespoons, just enough to brown your ribs in. But we're just gonna do a nice browning on all these, get those out, saute our vegetables, and then get our meat back in here with our braising liquid. And so we're just gonna take our ribs, I'm gonna go meat side down, and we're gonna get a nice sear on there. We'll roll around and get each side. Now in this Dutch oven, they're all not gonna fit in the bottom. So probably about halfway through my braising time, I'm gonna pull the bottom ones up, put the top ones down, and do that just to get it where I can get better coverage of the braising liquid and the ribs to be down in it. You can see it's starting to brown up nicely, so I'm just gonna turn it up on its side. Once it kind of turns loose, if it hasn't turned loose yet, it's not quite ready to turn. You see those are starting to brown up nicely. Once I get them nice and brown, we'll get them out so we saute our vegetables. All right, last one's out. What I'm going in with next is my carrots and my onions. Just drop those in. Should still have plenty of oil. And they don't have to be all the way soft, but you want to take them and get those onions kind of looking translucent. And you're just going to get a little different flavor profile if you cook those onions and cook those carrots different first, right? If we saute them first, you could just put them right in and cook them in, but I think the flavor profile you get from sauteing them first, it brings out some of those sugars that maybe you won't taste otherwise. And I think that's the best way to do it to get the most rich flavor for these. My onions are starting to turn clear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some cloves of garlic, 3 or 4 cloves, but if you want to mince them, you can. I like using a garlic press. Just makes it nice and small. I do not put my garlic in at the beginning, because what happens is it'll burn much faster than your onions will. So I cook my onions almost done, put in my garlic, and when it's nice and fragrant, then we'll go to the next step. I'm just gonna stir that garlic in, let it cook a little bit. And when it starts getting really nice, you're really smelling that garlic, it's good and fragrant, you know you've got enough. Now, to add richness to this, another layer of flavor, we always want to layer flavors, right? Take just a good spoonful of tomato paste, and we're gonna work it into our vegetables. I think it makes a nicer, richer flavor if you cook down your tomatoes a little bit first. So that's ready. I'm gonna come in with about a cup of beef broth, and we're gonna deglaze this pan. All right? You just want to make sure you have all that fond off the bottom so it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn. That's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go back with my short ribs, and I'm going to lay them right on top of my carrots and onions. I'm going to bone up, because I want that meat down in there, and we are going to add some other liquid to it also. But I am going to come back in here and kind of work these around in a minute. I'm going to take these in, let them cook for a while like this, and then I'll move the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom. Our favorite cola, 4 cups, should be more than enough. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it almost to the top of the bottom ribs. Lids on our Dutch oven. We're going to transfer this now to the oven. On our case, pellet grill, but again, great recipe for inside. Don't have to do it outside, but it will work great on your pellet grill or your regular smoker. Get this, we're going to get it in there about 3 hours. So I'd say about an hour and a half in. I'm going to kind of pull the bottom ones up, the top ones down, work them around. And what I'll do then is decide how much longer I need to go and how tender they are. But we want to take them till it's fork tender. You can pull it off the bone with a fork. So let's get them into the pellet grill or into your oven and see how these turn out. Here we go. And when it goes in here, I'm going to kind of sit it right in the center of the pellet grill. Right there, close it up. I got this set at 350. We'll see y'all in an hour and a half when we move the meat around. Here we go, guys. Let's uncover this. Take a look in there. Oh yeah, these are looking pretty. They are rendering out a lot of that fat. It's pulling back. I don't believe these are quite ready yet for to be tender enough. But I want to kind of move them around. Get some of these that are lower down up top. Because really when you braise, you want them kind of out of it. So I don't want them covered the whole time. I'm going to put some of these that were up, put those down, and put the ones that were down up. How about that? Look at that. They're looking pretty. They're getting there. We'll check them, check for tenderness. But I bet you we got about another hour to cook. Turn these right side up, go meat side up now. Cover these back up, get them inside that pit. We'll check them again in about an hour. Time to get these off. We've been cooking these up and they are cooked down well, but let's get those off, let them cool a little bit, and then we'll show you how to plate them up. All right, let's take a peek in here. Let y'all see. That is good looking right there. That is a pretty, see if I can hold it. I think I can now. You tip it that way where you can see in there a little better. But those ribs are looking pretty. I bet you they are tender as they can be. We cooked these for about 3 hours, so I bet you that they're gonna be nice and tender. So let's get out, show you how to plate them up. There's a lot of ways you could do it. I'm gonna use some mashed potatoes. You could use rice. You could use grits, polenta, right, or grits. You could use quinoa, right? Favorite grain you wanted to, but today we are going with some mashed potatoes. So move these to the side. Let's see, I'm gonna move them this way. Got a nice little kind of country style plate to go with our country type of meal. Pick up your favorite vegetables that you want to go with it. A broccoli would be nice, steamed broccoli. But with a nice helping of mashed potatoes here. And these are just a garlic mashed potato with a little black pepper in it. And I'm going to come in here with a couple of these bones. Look at that right there. I'll tell you what, that's wanting to fall right off of the bone. This is, look at that, take it on that fork. And, oh yeah, look at it, just pulls right off of there. So it's a nice tender short rib. I'm gonna dip it in my mashed potatoes a little bit and give it a try. Very good, very tender. So folks, the cola that you use is gonna help break down that meat. It's gonna add some sweetness to it. If you choose to do wine, works the same way. I've braised these many times in wine. So not everybody wants alcohol. So if you are a non-alcohol family, try braising it with your favorite soft drink. It will work wonders. This was done with ours, and it's just fall off the bone. It's tender, and these short ribs are tremendous. They're just very, very good, very well packed with flavor. Use that au jus to make your gravy. Pull some of the fat off, blend it up. We'll take very little seasonings to go with it. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you give it a try. Share this recipe with your friends and family. Prepare it for your family, and then come back and let us know what you think about it. It's always my pleasure to come up with some new recipes for y'all. Go to beeflovingtexans.com to get all kinds of great beef ideas. And we will see y'all down the road on beeflovingtexans.com. I'm Chef Johnny with Texas Style Cuisine. So long, everybody.